How are we, guys? And welcome to another episode of the Smashing Crossbar Podcast. I'm your host, Josh, joined once again, as always, by Benno. How are you, mate?
I'm good. We've got coffee right here. Hashtag not sponsored.
Oh, my cafe.
Yeah, still on the essential worker grind, mate.
Absolutely, mate. Beautiful.
Screw knows for how long.
Time will tell. Dun-dun.
We've heard whispers that maybe by Thursday we may not be classified as essential workers anymore and may have a week off.
Oh, look out, look out. Welcome to everyone, obviously, for this week's episode. I know I said last week that we may have a special guest on. Unfortunately, it hasn't eventuated. No idea. Not even going to friggin' sit here and say it, friggin' whatever. We tried to organise it. Still hasn't happened. Hopefully, in the next couple of weeks, we might be able to get him on and go from there. But yeah, let us know who's in the chat. Say g'day. Welcome, everybody. I'm sure a few of you are lurking. I'll wait until I see the great man before I say something. Other than that, we're going to friggin' obviously go through obviously the week that was. Obviously, Premier League action, friggin' a bit of A-League talk, European football in general, what's been going on and so forth. Big shout out to the referees this week. Fucking thought I was digging through my closet the other day and friggin' found this old little retro number. Thought I'd friggin' whack it on, mainly to see if it still fits. It's a bit snug.
I should go hunting for my old VSF shirt.
Oh mate, friggin' I couldn't believe it. Honestly, some of the shit. I have to friggin' send you some photos of the shit. I was going through this thing. I was like, holy shit! Some of the classics that I've come across.
No, Facebook. You dog shit. Open in Messenger, please.
Absolutely.
How do we fucking do that again now?
So yeah, we'll get into that. We'll obviously talk, as we've said, about the Premier League and so forth. We'll talk the European side of things as well, and obviously a little bit about the Jets and obviously the A-League as well. May as well start from the beginning, I suppose. May as well start from, we'll start in the English Premier League side of things. Plenty of shit happened. Plenty of good games. Plenty of interesting fixtures, I suppose. Plenty of interesting results.
The one week I went, right, we're not picking fucking draws this week. And sure as shit, there was a fuck ton of draws. So I'm still, second last? As I mentioned in the week before, and in the first week.
Yeah.
I'm going to be fucking horrid. I'm probably going to finish bottom, and I don't care.
That's fair enough. It is what it is. We can't be good at everything.
That's right, I'm good at everything else.
There it is.
Yeah, aside from that and my PC having to spaz out and having to reinstall Windows, yeah, it's been an eventful week.
It's been an eventful week. Happy days. So yeah, obviously I hope everyone's done well in the tipping side of things. Obviously there was a few I glared at before coming on here. There's a few sixes and a few sevens and stuff like that, so not too bad with the game to go. I'm 2 weeks into friggin' the fantasy side of friggin' the tipping scenario and realise now that why I never friggin' done it, because it is rat shit. Especially for the Premier League.
I don't have time for that sort of shit anymore.
Oh, literally, you pick the side and that's about it.
I nearly forgot my tips this week. I'm lucky there wasn't a fucking Friday night game because I didn't put him in until midnight.
Yeah, well, I sort of put that thing on the Facebook page or whatever it was.
Yeah, I've seen that.
10 o'clock.
We're still waiting on the Leicester result, but...
Yeah. Well, that's
was it Leicester and...
West Ham. Spam.
Yeah, wet spam.
Lukey boy, here he is. Friggin' speaking of special people, here he is. Gone from a friggin' great result last week for the Manx. It's not getting it friggin' over the line for him on his birthday today. Happy birthday, champ.
Happy birthday, Lukey.
Big shout out to Lukey. Obviously, Ben, can you just cast your mind back? Now we've got to go a long way back to when we were 20 years of age. Lukey's turned 20, and I sort of seen it today and just went, fuck, what a year that was. The 20s.
Well, let's go back. For the both of us, it was 12 years ago. 12 years ago.
Yeah. This is not
I know exactly where I was. I was at work Monday through Friday. Thursday night through Sunday mornings were a complete blur. How I got through Saturdays at work and Fridays at work, I'll have no idea, because between the hours of late on a Thursday night and early Sunday morning, I was fucking shit-faced.
Yes, those were the good old days. This is definitely...
And back in the days where I could fucking stomach it.
Exactly, Luke, when Ben had hair.
Had hair.
Absolutely.
Lots of it. Lots of it.
Absolutely. Friggin' those...
Lots of it.
Those were the days. 20 years of age.
Those were the days.
Jesus Christ, prime. This is not where I was expecting myself to be in 12 years' time from then. Let's put it that way.
Neither. Neither.
Absolutely. But yeah, anyway, mate, freaking big happy birthday, mate. I hope it was as good as could be, obviously, in lockdown.
Yeah.
Not much else you could do, I suppose, but, you know, take what it is.
Happy COVID birthday.
That's exactly right. Everyone's got to have one.
It's alright, Charlotte's going to have her second one next week. Oh, well, later this week, sorry.
Jesus Christ.
Oh, shit. Hang on, is that on a Sunday? No, yes, it is. So it looks like I won't be streaming on GPU on Sunday then?
Let's just start later. What was I going to say? So yeah, big happy birthday, mate. Friggin' unlucky on the result against for United, mate. Couldn't even beat Southampton. But anyway, so we're going to quickly bolt through the friggin' results. Obviously, that was Liverpool-Burnley, 2-0 to the Reds. Happy days. Nice and simple. Not looking for 5-0 wins and shit like that. Biggest thing for us were obviously...
City were. Birmingham were.
The biggest thing for us was a clean sheet. That's all it is for us. Yeah. If we can score one goal, win the game, and fucking not concede, it'll do us perfectly. Villa had a good result over Newcastle, 2-0 as well. Crystal Palace and Brentford had a draw. Leeds and Everton had a draw. Now that was interesting. That was an interesting game. That went back and forth. That was a good game. Did anyone see the penalty shootout? The penalty shot from and the freaking the Leeds fan sitting in the freaking background behind the goals with his big beer belly, trying to put off Calvert-Lewin, mate. That is, mate. If that doesn't scream, how good is it to have fans back? I don't know what is. That's freaking absolutely fantastic.
And you know what he should have done? Scored that penalty, ran straight to that bloke and just gone in his face.
Yeah. So friggin' that was a classic one there. City obviously over Norwich. Well, yeah, poor old Norwich. Didn't make it.
Poor old Norwich. Their goal difference is not looking good.
Didn't make it fantastic start for them, but anyway. City, obviously, Brighton 2-0 over Watford, which I thought was a good result for them. Southampton, Man United, obviously 1-1 draw. Fantastic result for Southampton. Scored first as well, which was fantastic. Unlucky about who scored it, though. Poor old Shay.
Who?
Shay Adams.
Who?
Yeah, that bloke. Thought he'd scored a friggin' absolute screamer.
Who?
What about him? Leave him alone. He was smart and got out. Enough.
We got a pretty penny.
Yeah, and look at that, eh? Still can't score.
He's paying for our current stadium redevelopments. So's Jude.
What was I going to say? Yeah, so yes, still friggin' obviously still without a goal friggin' this season. Got robbed, as he would say. What else we got from there? Wolves put up a really good fight against Spurs. Fantastic result there. Friggin' Harry Kane made his appearance off the bench. First time in nearly 3 years he's sat on the bench and friggin' had to come on as a late sub. Friggin' come on for the wrong bloke though. I was friggin' quite annoyed when friggin' Son went off. I was like, are you shitting me? He's my captain for the fantasy team. I'm like, what the fuck are you doing? And because of it, got rolled on points. But anyway, obviously, and then the final one to round it out before, obviously, as we said, West Ham and Leicester tomorrow morning. Arsenal and Chelsea. Chelsea 2-0. It took Lukaku 15 minutes to come on and prove why he's pretty well one of the best strikers in the world right now. So dominant, so big, just an absolute boss. And And that's pretty much where we're going to friggin' start our conversations with, obviously, the chat and everything else. Friggin' Arsenal. I put up on the friggin' tag of the friggin' podcast. Who's getting sacked in the morning? Not saying that it's going to happen first thing tomorrow morning, but who's going to get sacked first? Now, there was obviously plenty of talks before the season started, which there is nearly every season or whatever it is, that who's going to be the first coach to go. Arteta was on the chopping block then. That a lot of people didn't think that he was going to be the right man and for Arsenal and stuff like that. You can clearly tell that he hasn't got the backing of the change room. Obviously, with a few blokes in there. They've spent the most money in the Premier League to date this season for transfers, which is worrying, considering that. They didn't score last week, did they? No, I don't think they did.
No, they got flogged 2-0 by Brentford.
That's right, yeah. So without a goal, friggin' missing a few blokes up top and so forth, friggin' Odegaard comes in. Can't believe he's still only 22. Fucking amazing. I feel like you've been talking about him for friggin' a decade. 30 caps for friggin' Norway at 22. That's pretty impressive considering for the last 2 years being COVID hit and they played hardly any games.
Well, yeah, he's I think on loan from Real.
No, they bought him now. Bought him outright.
Oh, they bought him now, but majority of those would have come. His appearances for Arsenal would have come on loan from Real.
Yeah, correct. So friggin' it's not looking good for Arteta. That's for damn sure. And I don't think it gets any easier next week as well because they got City. So that's going to be 3 losses.
He's not going to be happy.
Yeah, it's not till round 4 that he picks up an easy game against Norwich. Yeah, so he'll play Norwich in round 4.
You know what? He'll get spanked by Norwich.
But again though, that's not to say that it's an easy win because he plays City next week and then they go into international break. And then they come back and play Norwich. So a lot of these guys are going to go play internationals. They're going to come back. If any of them pick up injuries, the bigger names and stuff like that, it'll be very interesting. So he's definitely on the chopping block. I think Norwich need to go in and look for a new coach. Pardon me.
Who's the manager at Norwich?
Freaking.
No, I don't want their website.
Is it Farke?
Daniel Farke.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure I'm pretty sure he's still there. He's been there for a bit, I believe.
Yeah, I think it is.
I'm pretty sure he went down, so...
Yeah, it's Daniel Farke.
Yeah. He'd have to be close to being, again, it hasn't been easy. Don't get me wrong.
I think I'd go so far as to say he's going to be safer than Arteta is at the moment.
He probably will be. But obviously, he's played Liverpool, they've played City. It doesn't get any easier next week when they've got Leicester. And then they've got Arsenal. And then they've got Watford. So it's not till round 5 before they possibly could pick up a point. That's a scary thought.
Yeah.
You want to be picking up points, at least something. On 13 tips on your Lukey. So it's going to be interesting. I think he's going to be he's going to find life hard. There was another one.
And you know what? Norwich won't sack Farke because he signed a new contract on the 21st of July 2021. It's a 4-year deal and they don't have the money to pay him out.
Oh, no, yeah, right. I didn't know they just re-signed him. That's
Arteta's on the block, though. Arteta's only got, I think, 1 year left on his deal. He's already ran 2 years into his deal. If he is not making headway this season, they will axe him. Yeah,
you're probably right.
They will axe him.
How long do they give Steve Bruce at the Toon?
Oof. Hang on, let's have a look at his contract.
How long do they give Steve Bruce?
Fucking Brucey.
He can't have...
See, I don't think a lot of Newcastle's problem at the moment is Bruce. It's fucking Mike Ashley.
It's the club. It's the
yeah,
owners.
it's Mike Ashley. The will they won't they selling debacle.
Yeah, but again, if the owner's got the money and they've got the say so, who's going to who's next on the chopping block?
But that's the thing. Mike Ashley don't want to put money into the club because he wants to try and sell it.
100%.
And apparently what he's asking for is like batshit crazy.
Yeah, right. Friggin' West Ham Leicester tomorrow. I don't even know who I tipped. Until they run out of kebabs, Bruce will stay. Bloody oath.
It doesn't say. It doesn't say.
Doesn't say? Okay. I don't think he's signed a new deal. He's been there for at least 2 seasons, so...
Yeah, it doesn't say anything about his contract on his wiki.
I tell you what though, I would love to see Bielsa at another club. No offence to Leeds.
Marcelo Bielsa.
Yeah.
Look, to be brutally honest as well, I've been looking into the managerial stats because I've got 3 different managers up at the moment. I've got Arteta, I've got Farke, and I've got Bruce, right? Arteta.
Yeah.
At Arsenal. As a 51.14% win ratio.
5 years ago, five years ago, that'd be fantastic.
Daniel Farke,
Yeah.
his first club where he managed 140 games, he's got 48.6. Borussia Dortmund 2, where he was from 2015 to 2017, 61 games, got a win percentage of 50.8. Currently at Norwich after 197 games, so his longest stint, his win percentage is 43.1. Right?
Yeah.
Brucey's win percentage.
And they just signed him for 4 more years. Holy shit.
Yeah.
Wow.
So Brucey's win percentage. Now we all know he's a bit of a journeyman.
Yeah.
But his win percentage at Newcastle is the second lowest in his entire career.
Wow.
At 31.1.
Fuck.
31.1. His best was at the Villa.
Yep.
Which was 45.1. So he can't even crack the 50. I'm not going to weigh into his win percentage at Birmingham.
Yep.
Purely for the fact of a lot of the other clubs. Every club except Birmingham, Hull and Aston Villa is less than 100 games in charge.
Yeah, right.
So Villa, it was 102. Your next lowest after that is Hull City at 201.
Yep.
And then Birmingham, where he managed a total of 270 games.
Yeah, wow.
Winning 100, drawing 70, and losing 100. Like, you can't compare that 270 at Birmingham, to his win percentage at, say, Crystal Palace, which is 61.1.
Yep.
His highest, when he was only in charge of Palace for fucking 18 games.
Yeah, true.
Like, of course, the longer you're at the club, the more games that you manage, the more of a chance there is that you're going to lose and or draw. Therefore, it's going to skew that percentage result.
Yep.
You basically need to turn around and go, out of X, his first, say, I don't know, 50 games at said club. And then you go back through and then you work out the percentages based on that. But yeah, he's done 90 games in charge of the Toon, winning 28, drawing 24, and losing 38.
Jeez.
So in essence, he's lost an entire Premier League season's worth of games.
Yeah, right.
Since 2019.
Yeah. And it's going to be it's an interesting talking point. Obviously, it's a big thing I look for. Obviously, coming into the season and stuff like that is obviously who's going to get the arse first. It's something that doesn't disappoint the Premier League. It happens
No, it doesn't.
almost
But
every time.
To be brutally honest, if Mike Ashley sells Newcastle
Yep.
before Arteta gets the arse, Bruce will be first. Bruce will be first. Because he doesn't play attractive attacking football. He's a defensive-minded manager. Always has been.
Yeah. And that's the biggest thing with the older managers now. The times are changing. And it is literally, back then it was, absolutely, it's all good if you can score goals, but if you can't friggin' save the goals, what's the point?
Yeah. Well, I'd go the other way with it. It's all well and good to defend the goal, but if you can't score them, you're in shit.
Yeah, but that's...
Whereas everyone wants beautiful, entertaining football now.
But
Bruce
that's
isn't doing that.
No, but that's you. That's you at 32 saying that.
Yeah.
You at friggin' 60 odd, like he is now, would be in that sort of mindset. Just that's what it is. That's what it was. It was not always about.
I'm the sort of person that at the end of the day, it doesn't matter how you win, as long as you win.
Well, that's
Whether that be playing boring possession-based defensive football, if it works, or even counter-attacking football bores me to tears.
Mm-hmm.
But again, it's effective.
Correct.
So if that works, then why not use it? You're winning.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, you're not going to keep your job playing good, beautiful football if you're going to lose.
Correct.
You might play boring football, counter-attacking football, but you score goals and you win games, you're still going to have your job.
Mm-hmm. And that's exactly...
I don't think Steve Bruce fulfills any of that criteria.
Yeah.
He's playing boring football in the Prem.
Mm-hmm.
Let's be fair, one of the most highest profile leagues.
Yep.
And everyone has put their own spin in the Premier League on beautiful, attacking, entertaining football. Marcelo Bielsa, prime example.
Yep.
But Marcelo Bielsa does it whilst also keeping discipline in his tactics.
Yeah. As I said, it's an interesting topic every year. The whole coaching scenario: who's going to be the first to go, and who's going to replace him, and stuff like that. So it'll be interesting to watch over the next, I'd say, at least a couple of weeks. I don't think Arsenal will give him too much longer if he keeps producing these results. And the biggest thing is, it's just they've never been in the game.
Yeah,
that's the problem. Like, you know what I mean? Like, you can't expect any more from Brentford to beat them 2-0. It should. A 1-0 result against Arsenal for a club like that, newly promoted and stuff like that, is impressive in itself. You would expect Arsenal at 70% to friggin' at least score one. The fact that they kept them out was impressive, and then obviously to go in to the second one against Chelsea, which to me, as I predicted, will probably be the champions this year. They let them off. Arteta and the boys should count their lucky stars that it was only 2-0, because they should have belted them. So it's going to be interesting. I think Chelsea is now starting to possibly.
When's the second international break?
Nah, not too sure. But Abraham played for friggin' Roma the other night, and he looked fucking good. I don't know whether that's because he's gone to a completely different league and stuff like that, and now he's somewhat the pinpoint man. He's now the one to expect to score goals, or it's just his raw talent.
September 4th.
That's the first.
Which is next Saturday.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
is the first one.
Yep.
The next one after that is October the 9th. So we've already played 2 games.
Mm-hmm.
Then we get the break. 3, 4, 5, 6, and then the second one. I'll put odds on that if results keep continuing for Arsenal, Arteta will be gone by the second international break.
Yeah, 100%.
The 9th of October, he will be gone.
Yeah. And what round's that?
Simple as that.
What round's that?
It'll be 9 or 10.
So round 10. So we had 2 games in, 0 for 2. He's got another 1 to get through before the international break.
Got 8
That's 3.
games.
Yeah.
Realistically, he's got 8 games to pull it in.
Yeah. He needs at least, I reckon, at least 6 games of them need to be friggin' points. That would,
Yeah,
you know what I
right.
mean? You know what I mean? Like, you can't expect miracles against friggin' City next week. So, a draw is a must. A draw would be acceptable. They need to score. That's the biggest thing. You would hope for any club that once the floodgates open and they start scoring goals, things turn around. The body, the momentum, the mindset, everything shifts, and they move forward. But until that happens, not much is going to change. And the biggest problem is, I can't see it happening. It's going to be a fluke. It's going to be a Shea Adams goal. Where freaking they just hit the ball that way.
Arsenal have done nothing under Arteta, but A, coast along, and B, massively underperform.
Yeah, correct.
Massively underperform with the players that he's got.
Yeah. Again, as I state, he has spent the most money this season in the Premier League.
Yeah.
So there's no excuses. That's poor management. It's poor friggin' decision making. Rebuild time. They've been doing it for a decade, Luke. They've been trying to rebuild for a decade.
Every time they get a new manager, it's rebuild time. Unai Emery failed.
And that should never have failed.
Actually.
Even Wenger.
But it also means that you need to look higher up the chain too. Kroenke.
Yeah. And that's the biggest thing, The last couple of seasons of even friggin' oh fuck.
Even Unai Emery's win percentage at Arsenal, 55.1.
Yeah, that's exactly right.
That is his
first.
That is his second highest win percentage in his entire managerial career.
Yeah, well, even under Wenger, you know what I mean. The last couple of seasons of Wenger, it was starting to go downhill. And
the wheels were falling off.
I still stand by and say that it had nothing to do with Wenger. I reckon it was definitely, if not from the top, well and truly above him. His system hasn't changed. It hadn't changed in fucking 30 years of coaching.
Wenger.
Yeah. So
yeah, correct.
And they were never terrible. You know what I mean? They had a great season, obviously, with the Invincibles and stuff like that. But everything was fluid. Everything was right. The signings were perfect. The friggin' the style of play was perfect. The friggin' they just got beat by friggin' better structured teams. You know what I mean? That's all it was. So yeah, it's going to be interesting to see. I think Arsenal. I seen this bloke on TikTok today, friggin' in my lunch break, and I sent it to Terrence. And honestly, it summed up, mate. This bloke was on point. It was so perfect. He just lost his shit and he was going ape shit. He's like, friggin', Arteta out. This is bullshit. Friggin', we've spent all this money and shit like that, and we can't win a game. Blah, blah. It was just so on point, and I reckon that is definitely every Arsenal fan right now. They want answers, and they want them quickly. So I remember wearing that referee shirt. So yeah, Matty's onto it as well. Yeah,
Matty's on it.
Retro round, buddy. Well, before we get off the Premier League, friggin', a little bit of friggin' transfer news out of friggin' my neck of the woods. Shaqiri has travelled to France. He's off to Lyon. Friggin' great deal for us. Absolutely.
No, he's not. He's off to Blackpool for a friend.
Blackpool for free.
Signed him on a friend.
Yeah. Absolute weapon for us, friggin', and he'll do massive things out there. Still only 29, so he's got a good couple of years left in him. He's gone to the Farmers League, so friggin' he's probably extended his career by 5 years. Let's be honest. Good money for us as well and shit like that. So yeah, friggin', it's good work all round, I would say. May as well friggin' talk about European football and stuff like that. Get the applause out. Get the applause, everyone. Get the clap thingos in the chat. Joey Champness. Just like that. He's gone. Round of applause. See you, Joey. See you, mate.
I'm at the door at your ass, man.
Absolutely. I've seen some freaking shit on Facebook or whatever it was through the week with apparently his cousin.
Oh, yeah.
Coming out and friggin' saying shit, or you don't know both sides of the story and shit like that. You've had more than enough time to fucking say your piece and say your side of the story. You haven't wanted to do that. Fuck off. Don't let the door hit you on the way out. The fact that he's been picked up by a friggin' an okay club in Europe alone, let alone Turkey, is fucking amazing. Considering that he's done fuck all at the Olympics and he's been out of football for so long. It just amazes me. You know, I never seen him getting picked up in Europe at all. Not a chance. But good luck to him. Obviously, done deal, sorted, not our problem anymore. Move the fuck on. What else we got? Friggin' obviously, we talk about the Aussie coach.
Us money in the pocket.
100%. We won't go too much into that. We will talk about A-League on a separate note. Back to Europe. The coaches. The boys just keep on delivering. Friggin' Ange and Muscat, 5 and 6-0 respectively, dominating their friggin' competitions. Obviously, Muscat doing really well over there, but I watched Ange obviously on Saturday night. Thank you to Celtic TV. Absolute fantastic. Friggin' Chris and I sitting there at friggin' 12 o'clock or whatever it was, just watching it, and then we're like Liverpool TV, because Liverpool TV shows you the whole pre-match, everything else. When kickoff comes, it shuts off because they haven't got the right friggin'. So we were expecting the exact same thing to happen on Celtic TV, and then the whistle blew, and like happy days. So we watched the whole game. Magic. They Celtic looked so good, and just unbelievable.
It's the Rogic revival.
My God, the biggest thing was he only played 15 minutes.
Yeah.
Because obviously, and Ange come out in his press, because we said in the press conference, we've got European football midweek. So we're just letting him ease into it, and he's had a bit of time off and shit with injuries and shit, so no point of rushing him in. But again, 15 minutes, should have scored 1, set up 3, friggin' missed 2 sitters, and friggin' hacked friggin' old mate from behind, and friggin' got away without even a card or a free kick. It was friggin' fantastic. Don't think he touched the ball once in regards to that friggin' tackle. So good on him. The coach is obviously doing the right things. Obviously, Ange and so forth. So it's good to see. It's really good to see the boys doing well, and Ange, honestly, doing better than I thought he would. Really good, and he hasn't had
rocky start. Celtic fans started writing him off very early. Now they're in love with him. Yeah, they're dubbing it Ange Ball.
So friggin' good luck to those boys. Obviously, I think. Well, what is it? Friggin' Ange is no easy task for him. He's got the friggin' derby next weekend.
Yeah.
So that'll be
make or break.
In saying that though, friggin' I think it couldn't come at a better time, and I'm sure Ange will probably be sitting there going like that as well. He would hate to send all his players out on international duty and then come back and play that game. Which I'm sure Steve and Jared would feel the same way. The fact that they can still play this game and they're both pretty well in good form is going to be an absolute cracker, and definitely a game not to miss. I think it's going to be an absolute belter.
That kid.
Who?
Hibernian's away kid.
Oh, yeah.
The one that Martin Boyle's very nicely wearing. I rate that. I rate that. I want one.
Yeah. I was going to say, friggin' obviously, Boyle's doing well over there as well. Another goal for him. I think he's about 4 goals in 6 at the moment, something like that. So, friggin' doing well. Can't see it being too much longer before he's probably looked at by England or something like that. No. I think so. I think he'd be perfect at like one of the lower league sides. I think he'd do really, really well.
He won't leave at the moment while Hibs are on top.
That's only a matter of time before they get knocked off, mate. Celtic and Rangers are coming.
Oh, yeah, they'll come.
But yeah, again, the boys are doing well over there in Scotland. What do we got? Friggin' Souter, obviously doing well over there as well. They had a win over Nottingham Forest on the weekend. Kenny Dougal played a full game for the Seasiders. League 1, Massimo Luongo enjoyed his first Sheffield Wednesday start of the season during a 2-0 win over Rotherham, I believe. What else we got?
So they should be top of the league. The squad that they've still retained in League 1.
Yeah. Obviously, Germany, Hrustic got handed his first start.
Yep.
Bundesliga season. Played about 80 minutes, I believe, for Frankfurt in a 0-0 stalemate. What else we got? John Roux made his second appearance for Toulouse in a 4-2 win over Dijon. Man, that's a great move, and the fact that he's actually playing.
Oh yeah, big club too.
Like that's massive. So the fact that he's he's definitely playing a lot of minutes there and shit like that. That's magic. I think he only played about 25-30 minutes off the bench this week. But again, for a kid like that, he's only been there 3 weeks or 4 weeks or something. It's freaking impressive. Sean O'Connor, what's going on, mate? How are you, buddy?
Hey!
What's going on, Sean? Where was I? Mobile, obviously introduced.
Bench.
Yeah, he come off the bench. Yeah, 3-0 win over Silkeborg. Lawrence Thomas started in goals. Obviously, 2-0 victory. 2-0 defeat to Copenhagen. Is it FC Copenhagen? I thought it was friggin' spelled different.
Yeah, it's FC Copenhagen.
I thought it was spelled different.
No, that's the way that it's done.
Yeah, okay. Did you guys see Pyatt incident? Yeah, mate. Yeah, literally.
Yes, we did.
Once we got through this shit here, I was going to get into that, mate. What I was going to say, Arzani played 73 minutes in his competitive debut for Lamel. 1-0 victors. So that's probably the most minutes he's played in a friggin' league game in fucking nearly 3 years, I reckon.
Right.
bloody ridiculous. Vuka was an unused sub at NEC Braga. Secured a 2-0 win over Pex Wally. That was an interesting move. I can't believe he went back there. I can't believe... honestly, he was talking about how much he wanted to come home and all this sort of shit and everything else.
I thought he was home.
Well, that was it. He come home, he was training
He was training with Sydney.
Training with Sydney, everything like that, and then friggin' just pissed off and packed his shit and got a new deal and went off. And I was like, wow, Gent will be fucking pissed.
I think Sydney may have tried.
Oh.
I get a funny feeling that they did everything they could and couldn't get him in under the cap.
Oh, I'm sure that's
that to me is the only reason.
Oh, that is a banger. Fucking
That the one Luke said? No, not Luke, Matty.
Matty, oh wow, that is a banger. Look at the head of hair on him, man.
Look at the head on that.
That's a freaking classic. I was going to say, so yeah, Vuka freaking unused, and he's probably going to find it hard to get in first team there, but we'll see how he goes. J-League action, Taggart played 64 minutes. They returned to winning ways, 3-1 triumph over Yokohama.
The other Yokohama.
Yeah, yes. Juki continues to be the lucky charm for this new club, Fagiano, who made it 3 wins from 3 since signing the Socceroo striker with a 1-0 win over Omiya Adija. There you go. So he played about 70 minutes or so. And that's pretty much that friggin' for the Aussies over in the European side of football.
Aussies abroad in general.
Yeah, just pretty much Aussies abroad in general. Doing really well, the boys. They're getting plenty of minutes. It's good to see, obviously, a lot of the Aussies getting time and stuff like that, and obviously playing at some decent clubs as well. You know what I mean? I think I've seen somebody post. I think it might have been Daniel. No, was it Daniel Garb? I think it was Daniel Garb. He posted something on Facebook or whatever for frickin' some A-League news thingy or article shit, and it said something about we're not seeing it. There's not enough friggin' Aussies in the Premier League anymore. You know what I mean?
I did see that. That was on Twitter.
Yeah, I don't think we've got any, to be honest, at the moment. But
No, we don't have any.
At the same time, though, and I did comment on that and said to him, I said, but at the same time, the Premier League's not what it was, you know what I mean? Like, it's still definitely one of the best leagues in the world, no doubt. But the other European competitions aren't what they were 10 years ago, you know, and 10 years ago, they were no match for the Premier League. It was the place to be.
Again, Australian players were built for the Premier League 10, 15 years ago. That physicality, Premier League players couldn't deal with. They struggled with that Aussie physicality that we used to play. They're used to it now.
Yeah.
Because a lot of the clubs and teams that play in there now are like that.
Yeah.
That's why we're moving on to, prime example, the Bundesliga.
Yeah.
Because our game, our more physical game, suits the style better over there than what it does now in the EPL.
Yeah. The competitions are friggin' just aren't, you know, they're a lot better as well, you know what I mean? Like, the Bundesliga is a lot better than what it was. You know, just looking at
All the leagues are.
Looking at some of these teams and stuff like that where these guys are, you know, it's completely different, you know, friggin' you play where you can. The J League, you know what I mean? Like, let's be honest, especially now and stuff like that, it's a great place to go. The competition's strong, it's friggin' fast-paced, you know, which is sort of what the Aussies like. And it's close to home. You know what I mean? So they can friggin', if they need to go home or family need to come over and shit like that, what would you rather? You know? 8-hour flight or whatever?
The K League and the J League for Australian players broadens out their overall skill set. Because as mentioned, Australians still play a very physical game.
Yeah.
Japan and Korea, it is so technical that our approach sort of doesn't work. Because they just dribble right around it.
Yeah.
And that's good for a player who's physical that wants a challenge to learn and improve their overall game at using that physicality and the way that they play as an Australian to combat when they come up against technical players. This is why we have so much trouble against Korean teams and Japanese teams when it comes to the Asian Champions League.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because, again, we play against Australian sides, they're all physical. They come up against technical sides and they stand there and go, well, shit.
Yeah.
And they're shitting bricks before they even start.
Correct. Here you go, Aiden. And that's exactly right, you know, like, it's just a completely different game, you know. The A-League's not what it was, you know. The A-League for me is died compared to 10 years ago, you know. 10 years ago, the A-League was freaking fantastic. You know, it's, to me, the A-League's got soft. It's harder and harder to watch every year. It's freaking ridiculous. Again, the VAR system and stuff like that, sure, hasn't helped. But in general, it's just harder to watch games. You know, like the Premier League and stuff like that. I'll watch nearly every game. You know, like Celtic and shit like that. Like, I'll watch all the Scottish Premier Leagues and stuff, and the German and the Champions League and shit like that. I won't just watch one particular match. I'll watch all of them because they're worth watching. Because the game is fast paced. It's entertaining. It's friggin' flat out. Even if the team gets flogged, they put in. You know what I mean? It may not be nowhere near good enough to get a result, but it would have been good enough to beat friggin' anyone in their league.
And that's why I enjoy watching the Championship. Doesn't matter who it is.
Yeah, and that's exactly right, 100%.
It is so competitive, and the pace of the game in the Championship over the past 5 years has increased dramatically.
Yeah, and that's the biggest thing. And the A-League has just dropped. It's just gone downhill. The pace of the game's gone.
I wouldn't say so much it's gone downhill. I'd say more it's just plateaued.
Oh, yeah.
It's just hit that level, and it's just stayed there for so long.
Yeah. That's probably why I feel it's gone downhill, because it shouldn't be staying the way it is.
And we perceive it to go downhill because we're sort of watching it every week and it's not improving.
But that's the problem now. That's why I made that comment. Like, I don't watch it every week. I watch the Jets because I have to. You know what I mean? Like, they're my club.
Thanks.
They're my club, etc.
Thanks, Paramount.
Oh, very good. And happy days. Sweet as. I'll watch the Jets, but I won't watch anyone else. You know what I mean? Like, I realistically won't watch another
Depends on the
A-League game.
matchup for me, I suppose.
It's just bores me.
If there's a team that's in form coming up against a heavy hitter, I'll be more inclined to watch it. Just to see how they go, or if I'm doing some research or whatever on a specific player, I'll watch a game. And just, I won't focus on the game, I'll focus on the player and what they're doing. But yeah, it depends on the run of form that the team's on, the signing, whether it's an international. Like, I tend to watch a few more Melbourne Victory games last year because of Ryan Shotton being in ex-Birmingham, and it was like, well, what the fuck has he done since he left? I'm interested to find out if his game is still where it is. Clearly it wasn't.
Again, friggin', you know, for me, I still stand by. I really didn't watch anything else. Like, and again, but in this day and age, you don't have to. You know what I mean? KO made it so easy. Why watch 90 minutes of this shit? I'll just watch a 15-minute, 3-minute fucking recap and be done with it. Shows me all the best bits, shows me everything I need to watch. Friggin' done. See you later. Bang. I wasted 3 minutes of my time. It was shit.
A lot of clubs
I mean?
do that on their own YouTubes and stuff now. Like, I know we do it.
Yeah, and it's going to be interesting to see, obviously, what Paramount bring out and shit like that, whether they're going to have something along those lines. You would think they'd have to. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, I mean,
not everyone's
I wouldn't expect it in the first season, for the simple fact that not only have they got to build out their footballing side of thing, they need to establish the entire platform here.
Yeah.
The platform's only, 3 weeks old.
Yeah, but for me, they've still got plenty of time. The A-League doesn't start until the end of October, so they've got plenty of time to sort.
Yeah, but it's being able to implement that system beforehand. They may also, their priority at the moment is getting more content out here, because it's pretty well slim pickings if you're not watching football.
Yeah, well, but that's the thing though. Where are they going to get their money from? Off the A-League?
No, it's not. It's not the money side of things. It's their own shows that are on other streaming services in this country. They need to wait for those rights deals to finish up so that they can take them back and use them on their own platform here.
You're talking about non-sport related stuff.
Yes.
Yeah, but again, we're not talking about. I'm not talking about non-sports related shit. I'm talking about as a footballer.
But to build out the sports related stuff, that is not their top priority at the moment.
It should be.
It's not.
Why wouldn't it be though? They've just taken the Australian friggin' all international football. With the Australian women's side who've got a World Cup coming up on home soil. They've got the A-League.
Because they have this platform in more than one country that is not geared towards football. It is only geared towards football in this country.
Yeah, but surely
they're trying to establish. They're trying to also establish a foothold in the stream market here with their own programming to entice the non-footballing people to buy into their platform.
Yeah.
It's not here to be sport and just sport. That's how it is to us, because as A-League members, that's how the platform has been marketed to us. But the actual streaming service itself, Paramount Plus, is more than that. It's Nickelodeon, it's Nick Jr., it's MTV, it's Paramount Movies, it's Smithsonian Channel, there's another one there that I'm forgetting, Showtime. Like all the big budget cable stuff in the US comes through that. A lot of it at the moment has been spread out in Australia across other streaming platforms that they've signed licensing deals with, because their platform wasn't here, because they didn't have a need for their platform here. Now that they've got a need for their platform here, i.e. the A-League and you know, Socceroos and Matildas and things like that, they are now going, oh shit, we need to cancel all our rights deals with all the other holders and get all our shit back so we can run it on our platform to get more than just... We need to get the general public on board as well.
Wow. That just makes me more friggin' happy that I'm not going to buy it. That just fucking annoys the shit out of me.
And this, my friend, is why you are not in business.
What do you mean?
This, my friend, is why you are not in the streaming service business. Because it won't be the A-League that props up Paramount Plus in this country. It'll be all the people that want to watch all the old MTV shows and Nickelodeon, so parents will be more inclined to get it as well, because they've got something that aims at younger kids with Nickelodeon and Nick Jr. People also our age that aren't football inclined that will want to go back and watch some of those shows, like Cat Dog, Rocket League, Rugrats is another big one that they've got. They've got to draw from other markets because the football market is not going to completely prop up their platform long term.
So what you're trying to say is that they're going to try and nick all these shit that are all on other
platforms? No, they're not going to nick them. They already own the rights to them.
Yeah, so they
already own the rights to them.
Yeah, so they're going to take them off the other servicing channels, Netflix, IE, etc.
Well, there's two things that they'll do. Depending on what show it is, they'll either rip it.
Yep.
From the other platform that they've already signed a licensing deal with here in this country.
Mm-hmm.
Or alternatively, they'll wait for the rights deals to run out with those providers.
Yep.
To which the rights to broadcast that here in Australia on a streaming service will revert back to Paramount.
Wow. Well, that's just got me more concerned.
It's all licensing. Like it is with any other streaming service here.
All the shows I've avoided over the last 15 years thrown together, Paramount sucks ass big time.
Yeah, again, but they're still building it out.
Yeah.
They're still building it out. They need to get a feel for what people want to watch here in this country before they start pushing other things too.
Yeah.
But again, it's very, 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 very early stages.
Yeah, that just makes it interesting, just to see exactly what the friggin' what shit is now going to come from the A-League. That's disappointing. Yeah, I mean, like, because obviously if their main concern is obviously not the A-League and shit like that, their main concern...
No, I'm not saying that the A-League is not their main concern.
Well, you did. You just said that. You said that is not their main concern.
There's two sides to the coin here.
You said their main concern is obviously getting all the friggin', other people, the non-football people or sport people in general.
Because they know they've got the football people to suck it in already.
Right? Yeah. Well, they have. Of course they have, because friggin' you can, but you can't watch it anywhere else.
Yeah.
So, it's going to be one of those things. You'll figure it out. There'll be ways to get around it and watch it in other fucking shit. Telstra come out with a thing. My football, you could watch it on that way. But that to me just means that obviously their main concern is obviously, again, as you said, not the A-League, which means who the hell are they going to bring in to report and cover the A-League? That worries me. They're going to bring in...
They've been pretty quiet on that.
They've been really quiet about it. Friggin' obviously they've got Rudin... which to me is shit. I'm not a fan. I'm not a fan of his commentary. Not a fan of his commentary and shit like that at all.
It's his attitude that annoys me.
Take all that shit aside. You've got friggin' a very good coach coaching in the A-League at the moment, and friggin' he's thrown all that aside to go and obviously do this shit for Paramount, which I'm guessing must be a pretty good wicket.
Obviously, it's paying more.
100%. So that just shits me. You know what I mean? Like, friggin' who are you going to get? You know what I mean? It may mean that obviously because it's not their main interest in shit, Simon Hill is not going to be their main concern. And for me, there is no other person they should be looking for. He's it.
I agree.
He's it.
I agree.
Like, to me, as he said to us on the podcast, if things don't change and stuff like that, I will go back to England.
Going home.
And to me, this is it, I reckon. If he doesn't get this deal, he's gone.
Like, he'll get a gig overseas, easy.
Walking to a job tomorrow. Friggin' no questions asked. So the fact that... That's for me is just the biggest concern. Like, it's not their biggest concern.
I'd like to see somebody who's been out of the game for a while, not 100% recognised or well known. I have heard their commentary before and I actually quite enjoy it. But a new up-and-comer given the go as well to broadcast with an experienced broadcaster.
Yep.
And Jets fans are going to hate me for this, but it's Scotty Miller. Scotty Miller.
That'd be fantastic.
Just by going back and listening to his commentary when he got roped into doing FFA Cup games here.
Yep.
His commentary is spot on. Why? Because he knows he's coming from the perspective as a manager.
Yep.
He knows what to look for. He knows what to watch out for. He knows he knows how to vocalize those things to an audience. What is happening?
Yeah. Yeah. Give me 2 secs, guys. Friggin' just sit there with the chat. I'm just going to friggin' sort 9-month-old out. Give me 5 seconds. Just, keep talking about this shit, guys.
Yeah, we'll talk.
And get into it.
We talk. Tech's come in with, I don't dislike that idea. Tech, you know what you do? I don't know if they're still available or not, but if you can grab your hands on some of the games that he commentated across the FFA Cup, I think it might have been not last year, the year before, but they were mostly Victorian-based NPL versus NPL sides, and there might have been there was one that he did years ago. I think I can't remember it off the top of my head. But yeah, it was Avondale. I think it might have been Avondale and Marconi. The one I went to a couple of years ago. Wouldn't mind Scotty Miller. Not his fault he got the punt. Sup guys, sup Timmy. Josh has just gone to deal with the 9-month-old. He will be back shortly. But yeah, like, coming from the perspective of, like, he because he's been in the role as a manager and a coach abroad, he has that knowledge on how to vocalize and how to break down what he's watching. Why? Because he's had to do it on the sidelines. And then he's had to vocalize that to his players on the pitch. The only difference is that now that he's vocalizing it to an audience to which he can't see, so he's going to vocalize it a bit more in depth from the brain of a manager. And because of his, what I would call his style of management being very technical and very tactically driven, he is very good at being able to break that down and vocalize that to an audience, you know, to the common Joe Blow. But yeah, if you get the chance, guys, go back through some of the FFA Cup games and have a look at some of the NPL Vic games that he's commentated for, and just listen. Just, you don't have to watch the game, just listen. It's the way he carries himself in that regard. But yeah, to be fair, going back to the Paramount thing, there's two sides to the coin. There's not one person at the top there setting up that streaming platform. There is most definitely a football side, and there is most definitely an other show side. But the A-League members that have bought memberships into Paramount Plus are not going to sustain that platform. And again, it's very new, it's very raw. A lot of their programming is already licensed out to other streaming platforms here. I know that for a fact. I dug in and did my research on this. Alrighty, let's... Speaking of Paramount Plus and Matildas and... what are we called? Socceroos. Forgot what we were called there for a second. Socceroos and the international side of things. It was announced today that Football Australia and the Commonwealth Bank have finally gone into their landmark partnership deal to elevate women's football here in Australia. So they are now known. They are not the Westfield Matildas no more. They are now the Commonwealth Bank Matildas and the Commonwealth Bank Young Matildas. What do we all think of fucking that? You're muted.
They're gonna have non-stop technical issues like fucking the Commonwealth Bank does every fucking month.
I personally see this as nothing but a marketing ploy by Commonwealth Bank because it's close to the Women's World Cup.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. So obviously we moved on to the A-League and obviously the Australian sort of thing. Before we do that though, before we do that, we will friggin'... I'm just going to quickly go through this last bit of friggin' European news that I just want to touch on. Obviously, I'm just going to make it really short and simple because it's friggin' perfect dot point and so forth. So obviously the game between friggin' Marseille and Nice, obviously this morning, I'm sure everyone's seen it, so everyone heard about it, the chaos, the carnage that was. I'm going to sum it up for you really quickly. So Nice fans hit Dimitri Payet in the back with a bottle. Payet throws the bottle back at Nice fans. Nice fans storm the pitch and attack Marseille players. Marseille staff member punches Nice fan in the face. Marseille manager, George Sampaoli, loses his head at Nice player. Marseille players leave with scratches and marks on their neck. Match resumes without Marseille players. Nice will be awarded 3-0 win. There you go. Pretty short, pretty sweet. Perfect dot point form. Down to a T. That's how it is in European football at the moment.
That's how it happened in a nutshell.
Yeah, fantastic. Like not fantastic. The whole shit that happened, but just perfect dot point in regards to that friggin' article. So that's the last bit of European news, obviously, that I wanted to touch on. Obviously, well done to friggin' to Nice. Obviously, 3 points, 3 goals, none conceded. Happy days. It's the way you want it, I suppose. But yeah, so other than that, as you were saying, obviously the women's football, fantastic news for the girls.
In other news that's come out of the women's game relatively recently, and this is 3 hours ago, Melbourne City player Jenna McCormick has just signed a contract to move to Europe with Danish club AGF Aarhus.
Oh, another good one. Friggin', was it Rizzo? Rizzo the other day signed for City, I believe.
Hayley Razzo.
Rizzo. Yeah,
Razzo.
Yeah, signed for City the other day. So friggin', all things systems.
So she is. McCormick now joins a number of fellow Australians competing in the Elite Divisione with Alex Hun, Angie Beard, Claire Wheeler, India Paige Riley, all playing for Fortuna Horing.
There you go. All the funds. All the fucking funds, eh?
It's all happening.
It's all happening.
But yeah, Ribbons signed a deal with City.
Yep. But yeah, so friggin' obviously good things, obviously, coming out, obviously the Australian game and shit like that. Obviously, as Ben said, the Commonwealth Bank and so forth getting involved. Obviously, I think it was Luke sent me this one. Obviously, the Newcastle, bit of Newcastle Jets topic. Newcastle, Sam Silvera touches down in Australia today. Becker is in his 6th day of hotel quarantine. Brommel is set to get on a flight this week, and Daniel Penhar is awaiting a visa to be processed, and he too will be in transit soon.
Yeah.
So, obviously, bit of movement there for the Jets. Obviously, things starting to click in motion. I know they've got a few players out here at the moment, obviously on trial, having a run and stuff like that. Obviously, we were hoping to have Jacob Pepper on and stuff like that. He has openly stated to me, though, which I can share, that the Newcastle Jets have not sent him any information in regards to a contract. So, as much as he would love to come home to his boyhood club and stuff like that, nothing's been finalised. He's still obviously overseas. He's still struggling to try and get back into the country at the moment. Yeah. The only thing that will speed that process up is obviously if he picks up a contract, because obviously it's then easier to get a work visa and he doesn't need a work visa, but easier for things to get into motion and reasoning for why he needs to get over here.
Under gainful employment.
Yeah. So he's still over there for him trying to get back. Good luck to him if he does come back. But I don't.
Beck, this one's for you specifically. I understand all your Sammy Silvera jokes, but don't get yourself too excited, mate, because there's one thing that you're missing that you really need to remember. He has been, and forever will be, a Jippo.
Correct. But you know
what?
Don't
forget that.
No, but you know what we do with we've got a special spot and process for fucking jippos. We turn them into superstars.
Well,
turn them into
again,
decent players.
He more so than anybody else that has been signed this season needs to prove to the Newcastle Jets faithful that they are worth their salt.
I'm intrigued. I haven't seen anything in regards to friggin' Matty Miller.
He's been pretty quiet.
Been really quiet, too quiet, if you ask me. And obviously, I thought he would have gone somewhere by now, and I thought we would have probably heard it. The fact that we haven't heard anything yet is probably more reasoning for he's probably more looking to get over to Europe more so than find another club here. So possibly that. What have we got? Elliot, welcome. Just tuning in, lads. How keen does that kit teaser make you? I'm 100% keen. It's a good thing that look. It's good to see it possibly coming back to gold, right? Well, let's not say possibly, right? They've gone full out gold. It'd be pretty weird if they didn't have their home kit as a gold strip. Quite bizarre. For me, the only thing I am interested about is the colour of that gold strip. If it comes...
the right gold.
No. Yeah. If it comes out and it is, let's say, 90% close to that gold strip, I will be very, very upset in regards to Laurie McKenna and the boys, who openly said to us many a times that it's impossible to get it. Right?
Yeah, it's impossible to get it right.
It's impossible to get it right.
He didn't say impossible, he said it was very and highly difficult to get it right.
Yeah, and again, we never, ever expected it to get the exact same gold. But the gold that they brought out recently and stuff like that was nowhere near it. It's a dark gold. It's almost, you're pushing freaking close to... It's the brown side of gold. It's a brown gold.
Yeah, it is.
It's a brown gold. Like, it's... it's
Pale
gold.
Shade of white.
Yeah. I'd say Miller
and
is...
it can't be that Ledman kit from years ago where it was like more on a yellowy gold with an orange fucking fluoro stripe down the guts.
Yeah.
Fucking horrid.
So it'll be interesting to see. Again, I'll be happy either way that it's gold. That's fine. Like, let's get that out of the way now. Any gold
navy in red. Gold navy in red.
Gold in general will be fine, but the closer they can get it to that will make me more happy. The closer they get it.
The gold on the away kit from last season is not far off. Slightly a bit more yellow in it.
Yeah.
Than the original gold ones.
And sorry about
slightly bit more yellow, a little bit of tweaking, and it should. It's got the navy pinstripe, so it's clear that they can do something with the gold and navy.
Yeah.
Just needs that red trim.
Yeah. Big shout out to... thanks, Andrew, for jumping on as well. I missed you coming in as well.
Oh, Andy.
Timmy Woods, welcome, mate. Obviously, missed you while I was out as well. And obviously, Elliot's just joined, and everyone else that's been here, Noops and so forth. Welcome. But yeah, so obviously, good to see. Obviously, look... I've had so many comments, so many messages, so many friggin' people come to me and go, "Oh, what are your thoughts on the signings? What are your thoughts on this bloke?" As they start to come out, the Cameroonian, the Cameroonian international. Meh. I'm telling you right now, right? You will not sell me on any international that steps foot into our club. It won't happen. I'm telling you now. I will not be happy with any international that steps foot into my club.
Will they take home the golden boot?
Well, yeah, so they don't have to. That'd be nice. They don't have to go that far, but they have
got to break the streak somehow.
They've got to earn it for me.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. I'm sick of seeing fucking rejects and friggin' shit internationals come into the club and fucking has-beens and shit like that. You know what I mean? Heskey for me was probably Bridgie was pretty good. But, like Bridgie and Heskey and stuff like that, where they were still definitely at the end of their game. But they delivered, you know what I mean, when they needed to. Nordstrom was another one. He was good.
Yeah, Noddy.
But again, these people that I'm talking about, other than Heskey, they weren't really goal scorers. You know what I mean? Bridgie was not a goal scorer. He just wanted the ball at his feet, and let someone else do the work. But friggin' the internationals that they've got at the moment don't impress me. That just worries me. We've done so well with the A-League signing sort of things with the blokes we've brought in from the country.
It shows we've got no pool.
Yeah.
In the international market, it shows we've got no pool.
Yeah. It looks good on... It has to have that going. Good on the camera, but in person it falls short.
The new signings have me hyped. 14 new players. It's going to be interesting. That statement there worries me.
Yeah, that's...
But the fact that we have 14 new players...
Yeah. Yeah. You can't expect...
worries me.
You can't expect miracles of Pappas, right? And I've openly said it at the start, and I'll openly say it now. I was not impressed when we signed him, right? To me, I don't think he's the right man for the job. I hope he proves me wrong, but I just don't think he is. Because of the signing situation, the fact that we've got so many new signings, you have to give him time. You've got to give him every single day that he has on that contract.
It is basically a full club rebuild.
Yeah.
Top to bottom.
Mario Jardel Memorial Pie Shop.
More like Mario Jardel Memorial Boot Shop.
Look, it'd be interesting to see what happens. Again, internationals haven't excited me friggin' for a long time. So every international comes in and every international fails. It's proven every year. Friggin' Arroyo, flop. Friggin' the other one, the friggin' Scandinavian fucker from the other year. Coco, flop. Just
Almost scoring more goals than Tim Cahill.
Yeah. It's just, I don't know. I'm not sold. Not sold at all. I tell you what, freaking Bobby got me close. He got me really excited. The fact, I
wouldn't call Bobby a bad international.
No, that's what I'm saying. He got me excited. He was dynamic. He was friggin',
Roddy Vargas.
When he finally got on the fucking pitch.
When he wasn't fucking injured.
Yeah.
Same thing he said for Houlihan.
Or not even that. Not even injured. They just wouldn't play him.
When Vargas got on the ball, fucking shit happened.
Oh, Vargas, definitely. Yeah.
Vargas. When he got on the ball, fucking shit happened.
Yeah. He was fucking... But again, though, friggin'... It was here you go, fuck up, run. But the same thing, though. He wasn't exciting, you know what I mean? Like, in general. It was just the fact that if you put him,
we didn't get enough of him.
Right? You put Vargas in a team like friggin' at Melbourne City or Melbourne Victory or Sydney FC and shit like... He's a fucking shit player, right? Because we've had shit internationals, he made it look fucking good. When he wasn't that crash hot. He done some great things.
Houlihan was great in one game before he got injured.
Yeah, that was a shame. I thought he would have done really well as well. But yeah.
Yeah. Best passer in the A-League. You know it, Luke.
That's it. Exactly right. And
you know it.
Unfortunately, it doesn't matter.
Quarter flag games meme player.
Doesn't matter how many how good you pass the ball. Friggin' still doesn't get your time on the pitch.
Not according to Ernie Merrick.
Apparently, you got to do everything else as well.
But yeah, he needs to shine his fucking boots and brush his teeth for him.
But yeah, it's interesting, you know what I mean? Like, it's just fucking the A-League transfer saga has just been very quiet. You know what I mean? The A-League, like, I get it, it's hard. The pandemic's freaking making it all very hard for every A-League club to sort of get on the ball and do what they need to do and stuff like that.
Nobody in their right mind this season can turn around and use the excuse, oh, look, the recycled league. Look at the current state of the situation that we're in.
Yeah. Like, for me, though, the biggest thing is...
You can't not. Yeah. Like, you know what I mean? And because of the rules in the A-League, the only reason why we have so many recycled players is because we're bound by a limit.
Yeah.
And there are only so many Australian players out there that can crack the A-League consistently, and they have proven to. That's why they're recycled.
I think Carl's going to be walking a very, very fine tightrope.
Oh, yeah, Carl's in a bit of He's in a dodge.
He needs a fucking good start to the season.
Yeah.
He'll be sitting there, I tell you what, and he'll be praying for the first
squeaky bum time for Carl.
The first couple of games. The first couple of games, I'm telling you what, they will want to go his way. He'll be sitting there with nervous.
I watched a Celtic highlight package against Rangers today, and Kenny Miller scored in it.
Yeah.
Yeah, they never mentioned anything about it because he's playing for the opposition.
Yeah. When's the last time there was a good free kick taker in the league? High and wide is a national standard.
Are you talking about Aussies?
Yeah, I was going to say a non-international.
A non-international? Well, he's back.
Brendan O'Neill.
Yep. Brendan O'Neill. Hands down, Brendan O'Neill.
Yeah.
Or actually, does he actually count? Because he is part Irish.
Thanks for the lurk, Rammer.
No, he's an Australian international, so therefore he counts as Australian. There you go. Me and Josh went for exactly the exact same player, Brendan O'Neill. Hands down.
Well, he's definitely
hands down.
Definitely up there. He's got to be definitely one of
the better free kick takers in the league. Not far behind, probably lacking in the past few years. I would have gone very early on when he first came back to the A-League. I would have gone with Neil Kilkenny as well.
Yeah.
Not now, but when he first come back to the A-League, yes.
Yeah.
5 years ago, Bratton could hit one.
Craig Goodwin's done a few magical things off free kicks.
Yeah.
There's plenty of good ones there. Like, don't get me wrong. Look at how many good youngsters have come through just this year. Yeah, 100%. And it's good to see. You know what I mean? And that's why the second division needs to happen. Not saying it has to happen now, but the sooner they can get it in and stuff like that, the better it'll be to get these youngsters in, because you will see them in a better environment. As I've always said, the NPL jump from there to the A-League is too big. It makes and breaks players. They try and get there, and they get their chance. They go up to the A-League, and then it's not just a step backwards back to the NPL, it's a massive drop, because then it's almost like they've gone back to the NPL as a beginning point, and then they've got to friggin' work themselves out again. Because
Sean O'Connor comes in. Marco Rojas was good at free kicks, and Guy Finkler. Right, Guy Finkler was Brazilian, so he doesn't count. He's international. Marco Rojas, international, doesn't count.
But he was a good free kick taker. I'll give him that.
He was. Both great free kick takers.
Yeah.
But they're not Australian.
Sorry, Sean.
Sorry, Sean.
Yeah.
Again, you want to go into international free kick takers? Diego Castro. When he first came to the A-League.
Chris Nicky got a
put
club
more away than what he would miss.
Yeah. NPL is such a
boring name.
What else are you going to call it?
Chris Nicky got a club finally. Didn't know he was out of contract at Johor.
Well, see, for me, the biggest thing, talking about Elliot, the NPL, I've always been under for me, right, especially the second division should be called the NSL. One, it pays homage to the original friggin' competition of what we've had in Australia, and it is definitely a state league, because all states will be represented in that. So why not call it the NSL? That's just my opinion.
Keep the acronym and call it the National Second League.
Oh, why don't you go real original? We'll just call it. We'll have our own Super League.
Oh, for fuck's sake!
Well, you can only participate if you're this high. You're going to be this high to enter the Super
My
League.
height.
Yeah,
you're going to be knee high to a grasshopper.
You're 5'6" or higher to join the Super League.
So you can't call it the National State League.
Well, they still they can technically, because it's
because they need to break it away from State League, because State League will still be State League.
Yeah, see what happens. They can call it whatever it is, as long as they keep the initials.
The B League. So we've got the A League and the B League.
Wow. National State
A League and the B League.
Yeah.
No, we'll call it the fucking S League. Shit League.
Or
the Seconds League.
The second. The soggy sayers. Have your seconds.
NGE. The NGE. They're not good enoughs.
What was I going to say? Yeah, so Krasnicki was good on the ball. I thought an extra season would have been good. No.
Was very underdone.
No. If you watched him play a game, right? If you watched him live, or friggin' even on TV, right? You watched him that way, mate. Yeah, he looks good when he's got the ball at his feet. But as soon as he passes the ball and the camera fucking pans off him, he's walking. He is lazy and fucking so unfit.
Yeah.
And so unfit, it's ridiculous.
See who he's signed for?
No.
He's on loan from Johor, right?
Oh, so he hasn't.
He's signed with Odisha FC in the Indian Super League.
I see, he'll dominate. He'll do well over there because freaking they all walk over there. You do alright over there.
Who finished 11th of 11th last season.
No, there you go. He's coming to make a point.
Who's their manager?
How old is he?
Oh, they used to be the Delhi Dynamos.
And they
So it's the old Delhi Dynamos.
And they finished last year.
Yep.
Oh wow, that's fucking full from grace. Andrew Hill's
They play in black and purple. Actually, the kit don't look too bad.
Yeah, black and purple. Yeah, that's the original one.
Fuck yeah, goes right.
Andrew Hill's European Adventure League. Oh god.
He's playing with friggin' Javi Hernandez.
Yeah, Chavi's over there. Yeah, there's heaps of good ones in the
Ferreira.
thingo now. Friggin', I can't believe bloody what's his name. Friggin' the Wellington bloke. Friggin' still he signed on another deal over there. Fuck, I would have had him back. I would have had him over here at the Jets up front.
Sapreet Singh.
Singh. Oh fuck yeah. No, Singh.
Yeah,
no.
Sapreet Singh.
Isn't he the one that went to Europe?
Oh yeah, Sapreet Singh. Roy Krishna.
Krishna, that's him. Yeah.
Krishna.
Yeah. He just signed a new deal over in India to stay over there. I'm like, for fuck's sake, you're wasting your talent, boy.
Okay. Ooh. Do you wanna like full circle here? Do you want me to spin your mind out?
Oh yeah, go on. You spin me right round.
So they've just signed a new manager.
Who?
Right.
The Indian.
Odisha.
Yeah.
Right.
Right.
He starts this season. His name, Kiko Ramirez.
Oh fuck.
Right.
Yeah.
Gymnastica, Castellon, Whistler Krakow.
Jesus.
Would you like to know who he was managing in 2019?
19. No, where was he?
Xanthi.
Oh fuck. Really?
Xanthi.
Shit.
Who took over at Xanthi after him? He was the bloke that got the sack when the Aussie Greeks went and bought Xanthi.
When friggin' bloody what's his name?
When they brought in Popovich.
When
they wanted to bring in one of their own.
When they brought Popper over, he got the arse.
He was the current manager that got the arse.
Oh, poor fucker. He's gone to India. What a poor
Did
bastard.
nothing for 2020 and picked up Odisha in 2021.
Wow. Poor bastard.
So I think Mr. Kiko Ramirez is a bit salty on us Aussies.
Yeah.
And I think somebody may have been watching a lot of A-League last season.
Crit!
Sitting on the couch doing nothing.
How are you, buddy? Welcome, mate.
Crit!
Fucking jeez. How are you, mate? How's things?
He's in here because I'm meant to be somewhere in 3 minutes' time.
Oh, are ya?
Yeah, I got a meeting. But again, I wasn't expecting the pod to run for an hour and a half. Normally we're done in about an hour 10, an hour 15.
You need a support, and that's it, mate. Cheers, buddy.
You're very late. I did see you in GPU chat, though.
I was going to say, I seen him there as well. If Jets get relegated to the second division, will the fans turn up home games against South Melbourne, Rockdale? No.
I would.
I was going to say, I
would find them more entertaining games.
Mate, shit, yeah.
100%.
I would love that. That means there's more than...
Jets versus South Melbourne? Fuck yes, I'm down.
Yeah, fucking oath. Could you imagine? That'd be
like...
I
can get a decent kebab.
Yeah.
Get a decent kebab in a not empty stadium.
Fucking hell.
At a not empty stadium.
Yep.
for a start. Less restrictions, easier for us
Yo-yo club
to
confirmed.
get access to players. Why would you knock that back?
If Wellington get relegated, do they friggin' not play? Obviously, do they then travel over here?
That's interesting.
Or do they send friggin' one of the Kiwi State League sides
Teams
out?
across to us.
That'd be interesting.
Oh, could you imagine?
Yeah. Because you got-
Wellington getting booted out and Team Wellington getting promoted?
Yeah, hell yeah. Well, see, that's the thing though. To me, it has to happen, right? If you've got the
they can't go without consequence.
no, but I'm saying, but if you've got a Wellington, if you've got a New Zealand side in the A League, there has to be at least one in the second division. Like surely.
Oh yeah, 100%.
Like you know what I mean? They've got to have a chance.
That's right.
And it helps Wellington obviously feed off them. So.
Well, yeah.
To me, it's a win-win. They need to have something. Send to Bondi team. Why does Josh look like he's ready to start a woodworking project on the bandsaw? Mate, it's me old
What a bandsaw is.
It's me old referees kit, mate. Yeah, I do, mate. I friggin' chopped away on a few of them. Friggin' me old referees kit, mate. Thought I was digging through a bag and found it and thought I'd fucking revive it for a little bit.
Rivals revival it.
Oh, there it is.
Oh, wow, there it is.
Fucking boom. It took us an hour and a half. We got there.
Rivals revival.
The biggest question, I suppose...
We need to reboot that a third time.
Yeah, absolutely. Obviously, a good question for everyone in the chat, obviously, because most of you in here are obviously Jets fans, is the big question, which we haven't really talked about on the show in the last couple of weeks, is obviously with Cameron Devlin gone, we now need somebody who can sit behind O'Doherty. And... do we look into the market for a new keeper, or do we stick with friggin' Noah James, considering Italiano has left the club? They're the two. Yeah. They're the two big ones. For me, they're the only two spots that we really need to fill. More so, obviously Cameron Devlin. The fact that
we want a cheap keeper that's older, that's serviceable. We may be able to get on the cheap. A-League experience, older, hasn't played a game in a very long time. I'd be looking at Vedran Janjetovic.
I've got one.
Yeah?
Valapi. We can have Valapi. I'm sending the club an email.
My suggestion...
Sending the club an email.
Get him cheaper than Valapi would have been Vedran Janjetovic.
Oh, fuck off. Don't want that flog. He's a flog.
Would have been Vedran Janjetovic.
Wasn't there a rumour on...
He's been sitting at Western Sydney fucking wasting away for like 3 years.
Fuck. Wasn't there a rumour on Birras? No, he signed a fucking 2-year deal at
No,
Central
he
Coast.
signed an extension with the Coast.
Signed a 2-year deal. Mate, he's fucking loving territory.
Signed an extension with the Coast. And why wouldn't you? He's probably the highest paid fucking player.
I was about to say,
He's the only one that comes out and performs every fucking week.
Yeah, I was going to say, yeah. Mate, he's enjoying his coffees with fucking Laurie and the boys at fucking their bloody fucking morning swims.
Yeah, seen that.
Fucking...
Cheeky git.
It's going to be interesting to find someone to replace Cameron Devlin. Is going to be the big one. The fact that we spent good money on him originally, and the fact that we got good money back for him.
Technically speaking, that frees up an international spot because he's a Kiwi. No,
Devlin. No, he's an Aussie.
Is Devlin an Aussie?
Yeah, he was at the Olympics. That's why he got freaking signed by a European club, because he went to the Olympics.
That's right, he's fucking Sydney. Ah, that's right, originally from Sydney.
Mm-hmm.
Still says current team, Newcastle Jets. He's still ours, technically, according to Wikipedia.
And because he can't get his fucking visa sorted.
Yeah.
Freaking Hart could use all the help they can get at the moment.
Yeah, I'll text with me. You take Vedran.
Yeah, for me the biggest one's going to be obviously who do we replace?
Who do we get to replace Devlin?
That's going to be the interesting one.
Defensive midfielders in the A-League are very difficult to come by, especially good ones.
Yeah, and fit ones that are fucking ones that don't get injured.
I know one that I would take, but you'd have to pry them from his cold dead fingers. But considering he took one of ours, it's only fair we take one of his.
Who?
You're in Bacchus.
Yeah, Bacchus. Yeah.
From Western Sydney.
Yeah.
Thurgate will not play defensive midfield.
What's Thurgate got to do with it? He's got to sit. He sits in front of O'Doherty. We need someone to play behind O'Doherty.
Actually, no, he won't.
What?
No, he won't. Not with the new bloke if he gets here. He's an attacking midfielder, Daniel Painter.
Yeah, we want a defensive midfielder.
He's a playmaking attacking midfielder.
Yeah, well, I want a defensive midfielder.
I'd put O'Doherty in there. For now.
Oh, yeah, for now. Yeah.
No.
Well,
last 5 minutes into his knee again.
Well, can he? Yes, that's where he's fucking meant to play.
I wonder if Nick Cameron's doing anything.
Yeah. What's your mate doing? Friggin'
my mate.
Friggin' hang on.
My mate.
Yeah.
You're gonna have to be a little bit more specific there, mate.
Fuck. What's his name? Hang on. He was at Western Sydney Wanderers.
Oh, is it Ferreira Viasos?
No. No. What's his name? Friggin' number 8. He played number 8 for us. I've lost it. Fuck.
He was my hopes and prayers.
He was an international friggin' as well. He spent most of his time in Croatia. He's Croat.
Mateo Poljak.
Poljak. That's the one I was thinking of. What's he doing these days? Where's he at? He still playing local football?
NPL, I think.
Well, he was. Keanu Bacchus has signed for Hungarian Giants.
Ferreira Viasos. Yeah, I just seen that.
2022. What's next year?
As of 2021, Poljak was playing for Mount Druitt Town Rangers.
Oh, fuck, he's not coming back. His A-League days are done.
His A-League days were done after he left us.
Yeah. Who's the captain for the Jets this year? It's an interesting topic.
Very.
One that I'm not going to friggin' open my mouth to until friggin' they're virtually finished signing fucking players. Because anyone could come in and friggin'
Piwak.
take that spot. For me, currently, right now, I'd say you probably can't go past Duncan. It's probably a fair shout.
Duncan or alternatively Hoff, depending on whether Hoff's in first team plans or not.
Nah, see, I don't reckon it's Hoffy because he bounces too much. I tell you what who it could be. Friggin' fuckface from Adelaide.
Jordan
Elsey. Vice captain at Elsey. Plenty of experience in the back line. Will literally come in and do the role of Boogs. It's probably going to be him if at this current point. But again, Duncan could be a fair shout.
Maybe there's a youth player here already might do the job.
What?
Oh, that's what you're saying about City.
Yeah. Yeah, maybe. Who knows?
Who knows? This may force Pappas to change his formation.
Yeah, it may do.
We may not even run a CDM.
Correct. The high chances. Oh fuck! Shit, I dropped that. That's it.
It'd be interesting, but it's not against the realms of happening.
No, 100%. Totally agree. So, yeah, no, it's going to be interesting to see what happens. There's been much movement elsewhere either, which is sort of interesting. There's been lots of talk, lots of movement. Friggin' O'Donovan is on the hunt. He's got a few friggin' contracts apparently lined up. So I've heard. Where he will end up, I have no idea. I have heard rumours of him going back to the coast at the moment, which wouldn't be a bad thing, I suppose. For him, it's close to Newcastle, less travel, not have to fucking go too far and shit like that. And at the end of the day, friggin' he'd probably fit in well there with what they've currently got. Playing with 5 across the back and 2 midfield with 3 up front. He's fucking adventurous, but I don't think he's that adventurous. So yeah, Donovan looks like he's friggin' in talks and shit going everywhere. Obviously Jacob Pepper possibly looking at coming back to the A-League, where he'll end up maybe, God knows. He'd feel like centre defensive midfielder up. Problems, just saying. He'd fill it, and cheap, and Australian, So, fucking happy days. And boyhood and played for the club, so possibly. Hey, you could come back and captain the side. With the current squad of players signed for the Jets, what would you lads have as a formation? Again,
Hard to tell.
it's too hard. It's too hard.
Hard to tell right now.
More so the fact now that friggin' just some of the guys that are coming in are so young. Like,
Yeah.
if anything, like we're sitting here going, oh great, international players, and oh great, we're getting fucking players, we're signing players. But for blokes like Lucas and friggin' fuck, I'm having a shocker or not. The young bloke up front, Archie, they're going to be sitting there licking their lips. Like, they fucking, mate, these guys coming in at 22, 23, they're all around the same age. They're like, fuck yes, this is perfect competition for us. You know, this bloke hasn't been at a major club or whatever it is. He hasn't played fucking, 100 plus games in the A-League. Friggin', we're winning here. Like, if anything, they're friggin' got to be cheering. So, I think Lucas friggin' definitely needs more of a chance this season. Yep. I think he done well last year to friggin' to do what he was doing. So, fingers crossed. I'd sign Pershaw. Fuck off. He was a flop. He done nothing.
I didn't mind Pershaw.
Oh mate, Jesus Christ.
Look, he was very raw, and
Very-
you know my thoughts on Pershaw. He was very much like what I said about Elvis Kamsobi years ago. Once he learns to relax on the ball and not panic,
And use fucking both feet.
that's when he will grow.
And friggin' use both feet.
Simple as that.
Yeah. At professional level, you got to be able to use your fucking both feet. And
Both feet, yeah.
He had no left foot. He would come back on his right every time. Sign Ben Hay. Fucking oath, mate. On you, Lukey. Get into it. He's a little bit fucking
wow.
a little bit raw around the edges, I think. He's already played for the Jets, but he got out of there as quick as he could. I'd have Pershaw too. No. Pershaw is 8. Fucking hell. Mate, if you're saying freaking bring Pershaw back, fucking bloody hell, mate, we'll bring him back. Why the fuck not?
Sorry, the utility role is being filled by Jason Hoffman this season.
Oh, fucking shit. I'm just praying I'm praying for 90 minutes out of Canner. I just want 90 minutes. That's not in one game, that's over the season. Right? 90 minutes over the season. It's all I want out of him. It's all I want out of him. For fuck's sake. Have we got anything else to talk about before we start to wrap this up, guys? Friggin', obviously there was 5 seconds ago. There's now 8 people in the chat. There's plenty of people about. So, as I said, get your topics in, get your thoughts in. What do you want to talk about? Anything we've missed? If you haven't obviously subscribed to the channel, be great. Go do that. If you haven't friggin' joined the EPL tipping comp with fucking blokes in the competition like Benny and friggin' Woodster
Can't get
and
much worse than me.
Woodster and Terrence and stuff like that. There's still plenty of time to jump in and beat those blokes. Fucking end into round 3. Even myself, I'd almost put myself into that. I think I went from 2nd to 6th, I think. Pretty quick, so friggin' it's going to be pretty hard to beat friggin' Irish Tony and shit like that. Friggin' when you pick fucking 3 draws in a round and they fucking pay off.
Well,
Something makes me feel that he's friggin' getting some fucking bloody hints or some shit from friggin' European friends, I think.
Kane Shepherd.
We're lucky to get 1 minute out of Canner. Would you have old mate back?
He's referring to Kane Shepherd.
Oh, Shepherd, no.
No.
I've got a tip this week. Well, that'll make your fucking job even harder.
You still did better than me, so.
Yeah, I think it's a way. I wasn't that much of an asshole. I sort of put, if you didn't get your tips in, I think you get the old traditional. You get the away teams.
Yeah.
So I could have friggin' left it as friggin' you get nothing at all, but I wasn't going to be like that.
Standard.
Arsehole. Premier League. You forget your tips, you're almost lucky. You probably get fucking better result.
Yeah.
Sometimes for the away tips. But yeah, so obviously as we said, friggin' the A-League will start end of October. It's getting closer and closer. It's going to be interesting to see what happens. COVID friggin' is just friggin' absolutely killing everybody. Good to see Sydney and New South Wales getting down to around 800 today, down from 900 and something yesterday. So they're slowly on the down for today and tomorrow. Probably back up there by Wednesday. So yeah, it's going to be interesting to see what happens, how much of an impact it's going to play on the A-League, how much of a major impact it's going to play on, obviously, the FFA Cup, considering, obviously, there's a lot of local sides in there and aren't going to get the compensation as they would for, obviously, the A-League clubs as professional athletes. So, yeah, interesting to see there. But other than that, if there's not much else, we're going to wrap it up. Obviously, Benny's got friggin' other places to be. So, friggin', yeah, we do obviously thank you guys for jumping on. Big shout out to our major sponsor, Gabriel Mar Optometrist. Obviously, I've got a few of you in here. If you haven't been in and seen the guys there at Jesmond, be sure to do so for all your eye care needs. It is very much important to obviously get your eyes tested once a year at least, so you don't go fucking blind and then you can't see our faces.
He's blind as a bat.
Yeah, very good. But yeah, so
dinner has been had, mate.
What's for dinner, Benny? I had tacos. I had tacos. But yeah, be sure to go see those guys down there for all your eye care needs, whether it's friggin' prescription glasses, friggin' sunnies, etc. They do an absolute ripping job down there in Jesmond, and at the end of the day, for all you local guys in the Newcastle, New South Wales sort of area, support your local, as we always like to say down here. So go down there instead of friggin' going to your big name friggin' joints like Specsavers and shit like that. Yes, they are owned by obviously Eye Care Plus, but it is individually owned, unlike Eye Care, unlike Specsavers and shit like that, where it's just their own stores. So yeah, be sure to go down there and see the guys, support your locals, obviously, all around Newcastle and all around wherever you may be. It is very important. Other than that, friggin' stay safe, friggin' stay inside. Don't be fuckwits like all the pricks out there in the protesting world over the weekend.
Don't talk, no politics.
To you pricks, get stuffed.
Politics.
Oh, fucking
dragged.
No, I don't give a fuck.
I know you don't, but the channel will get dragged down.
Yeah, they're a bunch
of Twitch will drag it down, so...
I'll take Twitch. What have we got? Jesmond COVID hotspot. Yeah, well, maybe take your time. Don't go there just yet. Soft and sloppy pie. Okay.
No news on FFA Cup yet.
Any more? No. I don't. Yeah, God knows what's going to happen there. New Zealand will probably pull out if they start to go ahead with it before the A-League season, because they're not going to come over here before that. It'd be interesting to see how they're going to get their friendlies in. They'll be playing all the New Zealand local sides, considering New Zealand will not travel at all. The rugby union side were meant to travel to Perth to friggin' play Australia in the Bledisloe Cup, and they pulled the pin on that. So they're like, yeah, not happening, because if we go all the way over there and then get fucking stuck, not happening. So it'll be interesting to see what happens with New Zealand coming through our lead up into the A-League for them, and where they will be come the start of the A-League, whether it's Bondi Junction, friggin' Cogra, friggin' Canberra. Why don't they go into Canberra? Friggin' see how good they perform, see if they get crowds and shit, and go, oh, maybe we should maybe the next team should come from Canberra. Is that alright? Where it probably should have happened years ago. But yeah, be sure to go like us on Facebook. Be sure to go and friggin' subscribe to the YouTube side, Twitch side. If you've missed half of it, all of it, 90% of it, whatever, or you want to rewatch it again, you can find us on Spotify, Anchor, and obviously Google. No, Apple. Google fucked. Apple. And other than that, yeah, enjoy your football. Get your tips in, obviously, for round 3. Plenty of football through the week. Obviously, Champions League, Europa League, friggin' hotspots. Trying to get all the teams trying to get in there. Come on, Benfica, on fire. 2-0 victory on last week, so happy days. Friggin', other than that, as I said, enjoy your football, whatever it may be. Friggin', and other than that, we will see you guys next week with another show. Hopefully a special guest. They are becoming harder and harder to source these days. We've obviously the A-League clubs, not really doing much and shit like that, and probably working from home, or probably not even working at this point. They're probably not doing much at all, to be fair. So, other than that, enjoy. Thanks everyone for jumping on. We will catch you guys next week, and as always,
we hate Coast Scum.
We hate Coast Scum. Another year. We do. Every year, every day, 365 days a year. Fucking fuck you, Coast Scum. Take it easy, guys. We'll catch you guys next week. See ya.
Bye.